Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada. 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज भट्टाचार्य स्तोत्र समय सभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। वैष्णव की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण श्याम राधा कुंड गोपीनाथ की राजगोपाल वृंदावन धाम की जय। हरि मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की जय। मोस्ट मर्सिफुल श्री जगन्नाथ बुद्धि सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। गंगा माया की जय। यमुना माया की जय। संवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंद। All glories to the Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gaura. Jai Sri Guru. Jai Sri Sri Guru Maharaj. Om Namaha Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya. Om Namaha Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya. Aranchaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Dasam. Todo Jaya Mudiraye. अष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके निगमकल्पतरुर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतं द्रव्यसम्भूतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 1, text number 26, 27, 28. 3 verses. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Ityadisya maraganam Prajapati Patir Vibho Aswasya cha mahim giribhi Aswasya cha mahim giribhi Sodhama paramam jayo Sodhama paramam jayo. Shri Sukha Uvacha Ityadisya Prajapati Patir Vibho Aswasya Chamahim Girvi Sodhama Paramam Jayo. Sri Sukha Uvacha, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Iti thus Adisya, after informing Amara Ganan, all the demigods, Prajapati Patihi, the Lord Brahma, the master of the Prajapatis, Vibhoho, powerful, Aswasya, after pacifying, Cha, also Mahim, Mother Earth, Girvi, by sweet words, Sodhama, his own planet known as Brahmloka, Paramam, the best within the universe. Yajav returned. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami continued, after thus advising the demigods and pacifying Mother Earth, the very powerful Lord Brahma who is the master of all other Prajapatis, and is therefore known as Prajapatipati, returned to his own abode, Brahmaloka. Next verse. Surasena Jadupatir, Mathuram Avasan Purim, Mathuram Avasan Purim, Mathuran Surasi Senam Sacha, Mathuram Surasenam Sacha, Visayan Bhuje Pura, Visayan Bhuje Pura, Surasena, King Surasena, Jadupati, the chief of the Jadu dynasty, Mathuram, at the place known as Mathura. Abasan went to live Purim in that city, Mathuran, at the place known as Mathura district, Surasena Cha, and the place known as Surasena. Visayan, such kingdoms, Bhuje enjoyed Pura formerly. Formerly Surasena, the chief of the Jadu dynasty, had gone to live in the city of Mathura. There he enjoyed the places known as Mathura and Surasena. राजधानी ततः साभूत, राजधानी ततः साभूत, सर्व यादव भुजाम, सर्व यादव भुजाम, मथुरा भगवान यत्र, मथुरा भगवान यत्र, नित्यं सन्निहितो हरिः, नित्यं सन्निहितो हरिः, राजधानी ततः साभूत, राजधानी ततः साभूत, सर्व यादव भुजम, मथुरा भगवान यत्र, नित्यं सन्निहितो हरिः. Rajdhani, the capital, Tataha, from that time, Sa, the country and the city known as Mathura. Abhut became Sarva Yadava Jam, all the kings who appeared in the Jadu dynasty. Mathura, the place known as Mathura. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yatra, wherein. Eternally. Sannihitoha, intimately connected, living eternally. Harihi, the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Savai Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila. Jai Srila. Since that time, the city of Mathura had been the capital of all the kings of the Jadu dynasty. The city and district of Mathura are very intimately connected with Krishna, for Lord Krishna lives there eternally. It is understood that Mathura city is the transcendental abode of Lord Sri Krishna. It is not an ordinary material city, for it is eternally connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vrindavan is within the jurisdiction of Mathura and it still continues to exist. Mathura and Vrindavan are intimately connected with Krishna eternally. It is said that Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam paritajya padam ekam na gacchati. At present, the place known as Vrindavan in the district of Mathura continues its position as a transcendental place. And suddenly anyone who goes there becomes transcendentally purified. Navadidham is also intimately connected with Brajabhumi. Srila Narottam Das Thakur therefore says, Shri Gauda Mandala Bhumi Jevajana Chintamani Par Hoye Brajabhumi Vas. Brajabhumi refers to Mathura Vrindavan and Gauda Mandala Bhumi includes Navadip. These two, therefore anyone living in Navadip Dham, knowing Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be The same personality lives in Brajabhumi. The Lord has made it convenient for the conditioned soul to live in Mathura, Vrindavan, and Navadip, and thus he directly connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Simply by living in these places, one can immediately come in contact with the Lord. There are many devotees who vow never to leave Vrindavan and Mathura. This is undoubtedly a good vow. But if one leaves Vrindavan, Mathura, or Navadip Dham for the service of the Lord, he is not disconnected from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At any rate, we must understand the transcendental importance of Mathura, Vrindavan, and Navadip Dham. Anyone who executes devotional service in these places certainly goes back home, back to Godhead, after giving up this body. Thus, the words Mathura Bhagavan Yatra Nityam Sannihito Harihi are particularly important. A devotee should fully utilize this instruction to the best of his ability. Whenever the Supreme Lord personally appears, he appears in Mathura because of his intimate connection with this place. Therefore, although Mathura and Vrindavan are situated on this planet Earth, they are transcendental abodes of the Lord. Amagyanatimirandasya yananjana salakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपपदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगुणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् Shri Radha Krishna Badan Savana Lita Shri Sakanitam Sa Namo Vishnu Badaya Krishna Presthaya Bodhri Sumade Bhakti Swarupa Damodar Swami Nitinamini Nama Sadvakta Mane Manipurudhavacha Prabhupada Sadvani Chara Niratayate Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bodhri Sumade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharini निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्नि गौरतुसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी कुशवानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Today we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 1st chapter, verses 26th, 27th, and 28th. So, as the story goes, that Mother Earth approaches Lord Brahma, and Brahma, along with demigods, including Indra and Lord Shiva, they approach at the bank of the milk ocean, and they offer their prayers, their standard prayers, so known as Purusha Suktam. So this Purusha Suktam is being sung by Brahmaji along with all the demigods, and Lord becomes pleased. So they can go up to only the bank of the milk of ocean, and they have no entry inside the Shetadip. So by the prayers of the demigods along with Brahma and Lord Shiva, Lord becomes very much pleased and appears before Brahmaji. So, and instructs, of course, the demigods could not see the Lord. Only Lord Brahma and other some exalted, I think Lord Shiva. So they could only see the Lord and communicate. Lord communicates his message that I will soon appear. Ask all the demigods to support me and appear in the Jadu dynasty. So therefore, Lord Brahma becomes very much satisfied, and he informs the same to the demigods and also pacifies Mother Earth that your distress will be eradicated very soon. So don't worry, you just go back. And so, as we are discussing today, that Sukadeva Goswami continuing the discussion that starting from Surasen. So Surasen is coming in the Jadu dynasty because it's Chandravansha in Chandravansha only that Maharaj Jajati had the elder son like Jadu, and Jadu's line coming is Jadavas, and Puru, the youngest son of Maharaj Jajati, that Puru dynasty. So these two dynasties are part of the same Chandravansha. And they are still continuing. So once the Jadavas, they made their capital Mathura, whereas the Purus, they made their capital city as Hastinapur. So we know that. So here it is mentioned that all the kings in the Jadu dynasty, they made their capital city as Mathura. And since that time, the city of Mathura had been the capital of all the kings of the Jadu dynasty. The city and district of Mathura are very intimately connected with Krishna, for Lord Krishna lives there eternally. So this is the point. So Lord Krishna is eternally present in Mathura. That is mentioned in various places in the scriptures, just like we saw already now when Dhruv Maharaj made his austerities, performed his austerities. So Narad Muni asked him to go to Madhuvan near Mathura, so that he could worship Krishna there, devotional service there. And also, that Maharaj Ambarish, he went to that place earlier and performed the Ekadashi Vrata, where he encounters with Durvasa Muni. So these incidents are already there. Lord Krishna eternally resides there, eternally. So that is just like, that is the manifestation of the Golok Vrindavan in the material world, that's called Gokul Vrindavan. So Vrindavan and Mathura, because they are the same. So they are within the same Brajabhumi. So Brajabhumi includes both Mathura, Vrindavan, they are part of the Brajabhumi. And Lord Krishna never Vrindavanam Paritajya Padam Ekam Nagachati. So Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, so that the devotees can only understand how Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So, because if we see the pastimes of Krishna, he leaves Vrindavan, goes to Mathura, then from Mathura he leaves for Dwarka, and then he comes to Hastinapur, then to Kurukshetra, like that, various pastimes places. So Lord has gone from Vrindavan to various places, we can see. So how we can understand that Lord never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam paritajya padam ekam navachati. So how will you understand? So this is, and our Acharya, they explain that Braja Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, whereas Vasudev Krishna, the son of Vasudev, he goes and performs other pastimes outside Vrindavan. The pastimes in Vrindavan are performed by Braj Krishna, who is the son of Nanda Maharaj and Jasodamai. Other pastimes outside Vrindavan, which are performed by Vasudev Krishna, who is son of Devaki and Vasudeva. So this is the understanding. So that means there are two Krishnas. So actually, Mother Jasoda gave birth to twins, one son, one daughter. And when Vasudeva brings Krishna from Mathura to Brajbhumi, to Gokul. So actually, these two Krishna, Vasudev Krishna and this Braj Krishna, they merge actually. And that was not visible by anybody. And Vasudev sees only the Kanya, who is the Durga Devi, and brings her back. So, and when, so this same, because they merge, Lord Krishna can expand to any unlimited forms that we see, and he can merge. Same unlimited forms can merge and become one also. So that in Dwaraka pastimes we know. So here, the same thing happened. So when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, that's really the Vasudev Krishna goes, Braj Krishna. He always remains, and therefore, so the same pastimes are happening every day, because that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So that is unmanifest, like it. That is not physically manifest to everybody. Those who are very, very fortunate, they may see. So, like it is said, Adhyapyo Sahi Lila. So Lord Chaitanya is still performing the same Lila. Those who are very fortunate, they cannot see. Similarly, Lord Krishna's pastimes, they are always there. Nitya Lila. In Vrindavan, you can see that if you go to Divan, and they'll explain that how every day the pastimes have been happening. So all these gopis and Krishna, so their pastimes, they're happening every day. So Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So Vrindavanam paritajyan padam ekam nagachati. So therefore, the devotees, they go to Vrindavan. And Prabhupada mentions that there is no difference between Vrindavan and Navadip. That is our Acharyas. Sri Gaura Mandala Bhumi Javajan Tara Braja Bhumi Vas. And also Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, Gaura Mandal and Braja Mandal. So Vedana Dekhiva. So there is no no difference between these two. And one who understands, one who appreciates Navadip Dham or Brajman, this Gauramandal, so he is entitled to stay in Brajbhumi. So Brajbhumi refers to Mathura and Vrindavan together, and Gauramandal Bhumi includes Navadip. So these two places are not different. So this, therefore, the devotees always try to stay in these places where Lord is eternally residing and performing pastimes. So they associate with the Lord. So therefore, the devotees, actually, there are some devotees, they take vow, like they take the Kshetra Sannyas. They will not leave that place. There are many sadhus, they still live in Vrindavan, and they don't go out of Brajmandal. Never. So this kind of vow is there. But the devotees, sometimes they take a risk for the service of the Lord and go out of Vrindavan. Just like Srila Prabhupada. He stayed in Radha Damodar Mandir. He was very happy there. He was performing his bhajan because he already took sannyas and he was performing his sadhana. So it was better for him. But for preaching point of view, he, at a very advanced age of 70 years, he goes to a distant place, unknown place, Western world, with taking so much risk for the preaching point of view. So, and Prabhupada mentions that one who goes for service of the Lord, so he is also residing in the Dham, the Mathura Vrindavan. That means the staying in Dham is a state of consciousness. Staying in Mathura Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. It is not just only physical staying, physically. So physically one may stay there, but he may be doing some other business. He may not be interested in Radha Krishna. He may not be interested in the pastimes of the Lord. So it depends upon the consciousness. What consciousness one is staying in the Dham. And even if one does not physically stay in the Dham, if he's always conscious of Krishna conscious, so then he makes that place like Vrindavan. Because it is a state of consciousness. Residing in Mathura and Vrindavan are like, these are state of consciousness. In what consciousness one lives. Like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he was going to Vrindavan, and Nityananda Prabhu and other devotees, they are just following him, and Lord was just chanting, dancing, and going very, very fast. So Nityananda Prabhu made a trick and brought him back to Santipur. So while Nityananda Prabhu tricked him, because Nityananda Prabhu arranged some cowherd boys to go to the front, and when Lord will ask, what is the way to Vrindavan? So they will direct a different path leading towards Santipur. So that they did. And Nityananda Prabhu also comes from the front. He was just following at the back, but then he comes from the front. So seeing Nityananda Prabhu, Lord is asking, oh, you are also coming to Vrindavan? How far is Vrindavan? So Nityananda Prabhu makes it, we have already reached Vrindavan. So this is Vrindavan. This is Vrindavan. And you see, this is Jamuna. And he can take bath. So, because the Lord Chaitanya was so much mad after this, going to Vrindavan, so he accepted and took a bath. And in the meantime, Nityananda Prabhu called for Advaita Acharya to come in a boat and bring clothes for the Lord, because 3 days he has not taken anything, and so he was only walking and walking in the Radhadesh. While he was taking bath, Advaita Acharya came with a boat, and seeing Advaita Acharya, Lord becomes curious that this may not be Vrindavan, because why Nityananda Prabhu is Avadut, he can come to Vrindavan, but how this Advaita Acharya, he is a Grihastha, so he must be there in Santipur only. So he asked, what is this? What is this place? So he asked curiously. So Advaita Acharya, of course, he reveals that we are fortunate to have you in our place. Then Mahaprabhu says that Nityananda has tricked me. But Advaita Acharya actually defends Nityananda Prabhu, saying that, oh Lord, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. Wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. So that means wherever Lord Chaitanya is there, he is the personification of Krishna consciousness. That's why he is Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya actually, if you translate into English, it is Krishna consciousness. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna consciousness. The personification of Krishna consciousness, the Lord Chaitanya. Now, wherever Lord Chaitanya resides, that place is Vrindavan. So that means residing in Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. So any place, if we are always in Krishna consciousness, practicing devotional service, that place becomes Vrindavan. Of course, Vrindavan has its significance, Mathura has its significance, but a devotee, by his presence, by his devotional service, by his consciousness, he can make the place Vrindavan. So that's the point. Okay, so out of 64 limbs of bhakti, so Lord Chaitanya actually elaborately described to Rup Sanatan about the 64 items of devotional service. So 64 items, because all the devotees, it may be very difficult to perform 64 items of devotional service, 64 limbs, angas of devotional service. So later on he summarizes that even if you cannot perform all 64, so these five are the most important, he says. Sadhu Sangha Namak Kirtana Bhagavat Shravan Mathuravasa Srimurtara Shradhaya Sevan. So this, out of 64 limbs of devotional service, these five are the foremost. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan. First is the association of a sadhu. Second, Nama Kirtan, chanting the holy name of Krishna. And then Bhagavat Shravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And fourth is Mathuravas, residing in Mathura or Vrindavan. And fifth is Sri Murtira Shradhaya Sevan, performing devotional service to the Lord lovingly, Shraddha, with faith, love and affection. So these are the five links. So there Mathuravas comes, Mathuravas. That means Mathuravas, if you take the literal meaning of Mathuravas, residing in the place Mathura, then those who are staying in Mathura only performing devotional service. Other devotees are not performing devotional service. So that we have to understand that Mathuravas means making the place Mathura wherever we stay. So wherever these things are happening, wherever Lord's name is being chanted, Lord's glories are being sung, then that place becomes Vrindavan, Mathura. So Mathuravas refers to residing in a place which is of Krishna, which is reminding of Krishna. That means in Krishna consciousness. So in the deity, so if we keep the deity in the house and worship regularly, morning, evening. So, and offering of bhogo 3 times at least. So that place becomes Vrindavan, Mathura Vrindavan. So all the devotees, they are actually staying in Vrindavan by their Krishna consciousness, because uh, residing in holy place is a state of consciousness. And if a person resides in the holy dham, but his consciousness is business minded or something, politics or something, then actually he misutilizes the opportunity given in that holy dham. And Prabhupada mentions somewhere, if one resides in the holy dham and does not remain in Krishna consciousness, then, or he is engaged in some other activities like business, politics, etc. So he will take birth in the next life as dogs, hogs, monkeys in those dham, and then they'll get liberated. So that means they actually lose the opportunity of residing in Vrindavan if one is not Krishna conscious. So Lord Chaitanya actually says that these 5 limbs of devotional service, these are the foremost, and they actually include all 64. And among these 5, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavat Sravana Mathurava Srimurtira Sradhaya Seva. Out of this, so if one wants to do only one, or which, so these are these 5 limbs or angas, 5 angas, limbs of devotional service that include all 64. And now if you again make it to one, so that is among these 5, the foremost is sadhu sangha. That is called angi. So all other are angas, that is angi. Just like Krishna is avatari, not the avatar. So all other incarnations are coming from him. That's why he is the avatari. Krishna is the avatari. And all other incarnations, they are avatars. Similarly, out of these 5 foremost limbs of devotional service, sadhu sangha is the angi. And all 4 remaining 4 are the angas, because they come from sadhu sangha. There was sadhu sangha, sarva shastri koi labe matra sadhu sanghe sarva siddhi hoy. So sadhu sangha, if sadhu sangha is there, then nama sankirtana will be there, because sadhu will always engage us in nama sankirtan. And then he'll speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, so Bhagavat Sravan. And then, because he'll make us always remain in Krishna consciousness, so Mathuravas is there. And he will engage us in deity worship. So Sri Murtira Sradhaya. So the most important is the sadhu sangha. So that's why we are doing all this association and devotees. Of course, physically we are not there, virtually we are associating, but still it is there. So sadhu sangha nama kirtan bhagavat shravan Mathurava Sri Murtira Sradhaya Sevan. So Mahaprabhu actually makes the things very, very easy for us. And Prabhupada actually very much merciful to give this so sublime and confidential thing to the most unqualified audience like us. So most unqualified persons, because we are born in this age of Kali and we got education, Western education, modern education, which is actually atheistic education. But still, we are able to somehow, by mercy of Prabhupada, we are coming to Krishna consciousness. So that is because of sadhu sangha. So associating with that, without association, devotional service never actually becomes fructified. So that is the beginning, and that is always required. So sadhu sangha. So therefore, sadhu sanga, sarva shastri koi, lave matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hai. So a purity, association of purity is very, 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 very important. So we must associate with pure devotees whenever, wherever possible. And always reside in Mathura Vas, Vrindavan Vas. So this is what we understand from this in Mathura. So Sukdev Goswami is giving the importance of Mathura, why Krishna appears there eternally. So whenever he comes, he'll appear there. So that is his place of preference. So sometimes people ask, so why Lord appears in India only, not in Western world, like that? Is there any restriction there in the world? Or why Krishna appears? Lord appears here in India, and that too also in most of the time in Uttar Pradesh, of course, Bengal also Lord Chaitanya appears. So why it is so? Because Lord actually it's not that. So just like you cannot land an aeroplane anywhere, so it requires an aerodrome to land. So similarly, so the place must be suitable for the Lord to appear. So Lord makes the place suitable. And also another most important thing is that in Western countries, they don't want Lord. They want Lord's property. Oh my Lord, give me my daily bread. So this prayer, they pray. They want things from the Lord. They don't want Lord himself. They don't want to serve the Lord. They want to get things from the Lord. So they pray, and Lord sends by various messengers. So it is not required for him to come personally because they don't want to serve him personally. But here in our Vedic system, devotees, Sutapa and Pushnigarva, they did austerities for so many years to have Krishna as their son, so that they can serve. So we want a son like you, or you as our son, so that we can serve. So this Lord cannot actually replace or send somebody, because the devotee is wanting him only to serve. So he has to come. So here we want to, in India, devotees, they want to serve the Lord, and in Western world, people want to get service from the Lord. So we want to serve the Lord. So where people want to serve the Lord, he will come there. And where people want to get service from him, so service he can provide through anybody. So that's why he will not go there. Of course, he tried by sending some message. One messenger he sent, and then these people are so, because their consciousness is not so developed, so they crucified him. So times he tested that whether this is suitable or not, this place is suitable for me or not. Because if they don't understand, because here in Bharatvarsha also, when Lord Krishna appeared, many people did not understand he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like Duryodhana, Shakuni, etc., they never considered him Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what to speak of people in the Western world? How can they understand Krishna with so much lower consciousness? Their consciousness is so down. So Lord sends them some messengers so that they elevate their consciousness. If you see, read Quran, it's very horrible actually. Like this instructions, Muhammad gives the instruction: don't have physical association with your mother. So like this kind of instructions. So such a lowly persons, how can the Lord come and instruct them? So that place is not suitable for him. So Lord comes here. So, and he chooses Mathura, Vrindavan. That's all. Ajodhya, Mathura, Vrindavan, or Avadip, Gauromandal, or even Jagannath Puri. So these are his places of preference. Lord comes here. Okay, of course, a devotee makes any place a Vaikuntha by his performing devotional service. So very, very interesting. And Prabhupada gives very nice purport to this. Just understand. Okay, so thank you so much for hearing attentively, giving me this opportunity to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam. I will like to have here discussion. And if there is any questions, any comments, so we have now some 4 or 5 minutes for discussion. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the class. Yeah, please come forward for any questions, queries, additions. Yes, Prabhu, you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanvat Pranam.
Dhanvat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very beautiful class.
Hare Krishna.
In the translation, it is written that Lord Krishna eternally lives there.
Eternally.
So do we say that Lord Krishna comes there, or it is how can he come when he is already there? So
Yeah, yes. Yes.
So how do we understand this?
He manifests the Leela. There. He eternally resides in a manifest. So when he comes to our vision, we may say that he comes there. But that is actually when Lord comes, if he comes along with the dam, and so that this dam, this Bhoma, Vrindavan and Golok Vrindavan, they are non-different, same place. So that means he is eternally residing there. Eternally residing there. That also confirms when Prahlad Maharaj appeared in Satyajug, and in his prayers, so he is saying, Krishna, Matirna Krishne Parato Satava Mittavivata Gruhavatana Adanta Gavir Visatantam Vishnu Punha Charvita Charvanana. So Krishna's name is there in many places before Krishna appeared, even in Vedas also. So that means Krishna is eternally residing in Dham, always. And when he comes to our vision, we may say he comes or he manifests. So he just like a yogi, okay, a yogi can manifest simultaneously, I think, at 2 or 3 places maximum he can manifest. So when he manifested at a particular place, we may say he has manifested, or one may say he has come. So both are not wrong. Similarly, Lord eternally residing there and manifests, or when he comes to our vision, we may say he has come or he has appeared there. But he is there. He is there. He comes in manifest state and manifests for our physical vision point of view. Like Radha Krishna Nitya Lila, Karila Prakash. So Short Goswamis, when they came, So it was going on, but they again made it manifest. Similarly, become unmanifest. Then again, pure devotee like Prabhupada makes manifest. So it is the devotees who make Lord this manifestation, and if devotees are not there, nobody is there, then Lord remains unmanifest. So we can understand in that way. And if you have any other understanding, please you can share. So Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, there is no other understanding. Just that there are so many things. Actually, Lord resides. So when we say that Krishna is the source of incarnation, and sometimes they say that Krishna is avatar. So by avatar, we should, they actually mean, Shastra, that Krishna appears. I mean, he is not an incarnation itself. He just appears to the vision of conditioned souls like us. That is one important thing. And somewhere Prabhupada says, Acharyas have also said that Krishna actually lives there only. Whenever Krishna appears, all the other incarnations, they descend. So this way we can understand. And one more thing about the country, you say that Krishna appears in Bharatvarsh, or we can actually also say that we actually take birth in his country. So
Yeah.
we are blessed. And
Yeah.
and one question I want to ask, last question, that it's very beautiful that Golok Dham and Navdeep Mandal, they are same, but still there is one subtle difference. Can you please elaborate on that?
Yes. So Brajabhumi is Madhurja Bhumi, place of Madhurja. Whereas Navadip, that Gora Mandal, is Udarja, Udar, and magnanimous. So Lord Chaitanya is magnanimous. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Guru. So Mahavadanya Avatar. It's most magnanimous, magnanimous Udar. So Navadip, the Lord does not consider any offense. But here in Vrindavan Dham, or Mathura Dham, Vrindavan Dham, Brajabhumi, the offenses are multiplied 1,000 times. If one offense is committed, so that becomes 1,000 times. Of course, one pious activity, that is also 1,000 times. But sinful activities, also they multiply 1,000 times. But in case of Goromandal or Navadip Mayapur Dham, so the pious activities are multiplied 1,000 times, but impious activities are nullified. These are so even if somebody sleeps, it is said that Lord Chaitanya considers that he is paying obeisances, Sashtanga Prana. So in Navadip Dham. So there are Dham Aparadha Dham. So Dham Aparadha is minimal in Navadip Mayapur Dham, whereas Dham Aparadha is a case here in Dhawan Dham. And so for the people in the age of Pali, so our access is through Navadip. So Srimad Brajamandal Bhumi Jevajani Chintamani Tarhe Brajabhumi. And Thakur also says, Pura Brajabhume Vedana, Gouda Brajabhume Vedana Dekhiva. I'll not see the difference between Brajabhumi and Gora Mandal Bhumi. So our access is because Lord Chaitanya had Lord Chaitanya been there, then who would have delivered us? So it is through Lord Chaitanya and through his Dham. Okay, his Dham manifest actually extends and to be in Jagannath Puri also. Wherever he stays, that is. So through him only we can get access to Brajbhumi. So this is in short, Prabhu, and we can elaborate some important thing.
Yes, Prabhu, that is the only difference. Yeah, Audarya. That's why we are advised to live in Navdeep Dham as much as we can, but in Mathura or Vrindavan we should not stay much because हम लोगों की प्रवृत्ति अपराध करने की है बहुत. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the question.
Hare Krishna.
It seems there is no question, Prabhu.
Yes, we'll wind up.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Srimad. VI Sankirtan movement ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mancha Katarvesha Prabhupada.
Hare Prabhu ki jai ho.
Jai Shri Prabhupada Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.